Roaming the savannas and grasslands, this normal type cat-ferret Pokemon seems to have only one thing on its mind: clashing with its rival of generations to establish dominance and authority. But what else lies beneath the surface of this seemingly angry Pokemon? Before we get into the video, I just want to thank you for all the support you gave to the channel over 2024, and I look forward to all the help you give in this upcoming new year. I wish you all a happy 2025. Now, let's get into the history of Zangoose. With a serious scowl and intensely ferocious stare, Zangoose is quite the intimidating mon. It also tends to be hot-blooded and fairly combative. Using its razor-sharp claws, it can use its signature move, Crush Claw, to literally slash its foe, exposing flesh and dealing crazy damage. And this is backed by its respectable attack stat of 115. Using its agility and speed, it can easily dodge incoming attacks and counter with powerful moves such as Close Combat, Facade, and Knockoff. Being extremely territorial creatures, they will travel in packs of 3, attacking any foe that dare trespass into its land. Its main target for these brutal attacks? Well, none other than the Pokemon Seviper. Their feud goes back generations. Some researchers even believe that their hatred is genetically ingrained. Baby Zangoose show aggression and animosity towards Seviper. We can even see this in the two abilities of Zangoose: Immunity, which grants Zangoose an immunity to poison or toxic, or Toxic Boost, granting Zangoose a boost in their physical attack, with the downside being they still take toxic damage. And the scars that cover Zangoose's body are more likely than not from Seviper and the epic battles they engage in. One interesting fact is that this ingrained hatred does not always lead these two Pokemon to fight each other. As shown in Pokemon the series Black and White, episode Saving Braviary, two plasma grunts send out Seviper and Zangoose, and they actually work together attacking N, which means that in the right and proper environment and with the proper trainers, these two Pokemon can actually work together and even get along. In the real world, I guess synonymous example would be like having a cat and dog in the same household. Typically you think that they would be natural enemies, but with the right owners, they can become the best of friends. Now, despite their general aggression toward Seviper, Zangoose are pretty controlled and calm creatures. They keep their claws sheathed and withdrawn when outside of battle, not only to protect itself, but also those around it from getting injured. They also really enjoy the peaceful sound of ocean waves and relaxing on the beach, or I guess the grass, since they mainly live in grasslands. Despite seeing Zangoose standing on two legs and being classified as a bipedal Pokemon, they typically move around on all fours and will only stand when angry to intimidate their foe or to use their claws to attack. They also have two white tufts of fur on either side of their neck, presumably serving a similar function to a lion's mane, protecting their necks from bites or attacks. And their big poofy tails can serve a variety of purposes, such as maintaining balance when moving and running around, communication, insulation, mating purposes, prey attraction, self-defense, or even offense, as Zangoose are capable of using and learning the move Iron Tail. But let's get serious about this mon really quick. While it does have a decent attack stat, its mid-speed stat and crappy defensive stats make it a glass cannon, which is why it's typically found in the lower competitive tiers like PU, which is really sad because Zangoose is a sick Pokemon. It is amazing and I love it, but I digress. Zangoose is based on the mongoose, which is a small terrestrial carnivorous mammal known for its ability to hunt and kill venomous snakes, resisting their venom in the process. And this would explain the rivalry Zangoose has with Seviper, a snake-like Pokemon, and why Zangoose is immune to poison. The species name, the cat-ferret Pokemon, implies it may also take inspiration from cats and ferrets, more specifically the Turkish Angora and various Persian cat breeds. The name Zangoose may be a combination of Zan, which means slash, Zankon, which is Japanese for scar, or Zankoku, which is Japanese for cruelty, and mongoose. Now there we have a quick little video on Zangoose. To be honest, there wasn't a lot of information available for Zangoose. I think it's a fairly forgotten mon. Like I said earlier in the video, I absolutely love Zangoose, and it is one of my favorite Generation 3 Pokemon, and actually ranks at the top of just my favorite Pokemon in general. I love its design. I love how it looks like Red X from Teen Titans. That's Robin's character from Teen Titans. Just the look of it, it's so ferocious and intimidating, and it's clean, and it is quite unfortunate that just competitively it's not up to par. I would really enjoy to see it get maybe a Mega Evolution. Maybe that's what that red M stands for on its chest, that it'll eventually get a Mega Evolution at some point. But I think, that's sort of the answer for all these sort of underwhelming mons. I'll give it a regional variant, give it a Mega Evolution, or maybe just give it improved stats so it's a little bit more viable. But like I said, just in terms of its design, it's spectacular. I would love to know your thoughts on Zangoose down in the comments below, along with any other Pokemon you'd like to see me cover in this series. Also, check out some of our other Pokemon lore and opening videos. Thank you all so much for all the support you give to the channel, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Peace.